Happy March, my beloved Sunnyvale neighbors. This is Nima Moridi with the Meridi team coming at you live with the latest update for the month of March. Before we get into the numbers, hey there folks, so sorry to interrupt the video, but I had to chat with you about this great product that I have called Real Scout. Now I use this for all of my clients on the buy side, whether they're in the transactional phase or in the research phase, because some folks are looking to buy right now and some folks are looking to, maybe buy between 3 and 9 months depending on their timeline. And either one is okay, because I'd love to get you the data as soon as I can for the folks that are looking to buy right now, or to get an idea of how the market is, what properties are sitting on the market for, and what they're selling at for the people that are looking more in the research, looking to buy at a later time. Now, the great thing about these things compared to sites like Zillow and Redfin is that their data can be off by plus or minus 10%. Now with Real Scout, I can get you much more accurate data, much more faster. I'm talking seamless. The user interface is great because the properties that I send you, you can immediately reach out to me through the app and say, hey Nima, I really like this home, can we go take a look at it? And I can book a time to show you and find you that dream home much faster. Some other great features is the personalization. It's much more personalized than those consumer websites that I had mentioned. For example, I had a client who was looking for single family properties with foundations that had a crawl space. He did not want anything on a concrete slab, when a home sits on the actual foundation. So I was able to filter those out and save a lot more time. Also, a lot of the data that I send you is much more quicker than those consumer websites. So that data, especially in today's market, getting in your hands immediately can be much more promising for you to be able to get this home. So if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to chat, show you more how the product works, and get you started free of charge, of course. Thanks so much. Now let's get back to the video. The last meeting that the Federal Reserve had, most are indicating that we're going to see a 25 basis point rate hike for the month of March. And in my previous videos, I had stated that I didn't think that the Federal Reserve was going to be hiking rates past Q1. And I also said that we are anticipating rates being in the 5% range around the holiday season, because we had thought that the Federal Reserve would be able to tame inflation by then. The latest data is showing that consumers have really, really strong balance sheets. The PCE numbers are all indicating that we're most likely going to see interest rate hikes past Q1, and we may not see those 5% rates for a 30-year fix until 2024, unlike what I had previously said. It seems like the American consumer is being as resilient as they can be, and and the data is indicating that. But let's get into the figures for the month of March in the town of Sunnyvale. The median list price for said homes was $1,750,000 the last time I checked on March 1st. Now that's down a bit from last month in February when it had indicated $2,090,000. And the price per square foot comes out to around $1,200. That's $1,202 to be exact. Last month though, I reported $1,248. So as you can see, the list price has dropped significantly, but the price per square foot has moderated just a bit compared to that. And the reason for this is I think that we had some skewed data coming out of the holiday season, which had a lot of outliers that sat on the market a lot longer, and also the price. They sat on the market at a higher price, so because of that, we saw some artificial data, for the single family home in Sunnyvale being over $2 million, which now we're seeing $1,750,000. I'm going to continue to update you folks into April and May. We'll see how that changes, but it's just something interesting to note. The days on the market, on average, were 7 days on the market for the month of Sunnyvale. Last month, though, I had reported 35. That goes back to my guess about the data, not being as accurate as it could be. The price reductions, though, 21%. About a fifth of properties that came on the market entertained a price cut before a ready, able, and willing buyer got into contract on said home. In February, I had reported 38%, so we're down to 21%. That seems more accurate, from what we're normally used to seeing. 24 single-family homes on the market for the month of March. Last month, though, I reported 21, so inventory has ticked up a bit for the single-family homes. And overall, we're seeing an increase in single-family home demand in March. Even though the list price has come down, we're still seeing a higher demand because those properties were taking much more price reductions before getting on the market, we're starting to see a more normalized and healthy market in Sunnyvale. The fastest selling though, I noticed a few properties, the 1,900 square foot homes that I had noticed, a few of those. They were about 4-bed, 2-bath layouts on lots around 7,000 square feet of living space. They were on the market for only 3 days before getting into contract. So remember, 3 days opposed to the average home being on the market for 7 days in Sunnyvale. It shows that different square footage are going to sit on the market for longer because you're going to have different buyer pools for those types of properties, whether they're, let's say, 1,100 square feet or 2,800 square feet. The fastest selling, interesting, for 3 days. Now, that was the single family homes in Sunnyvale. Let's switch over to the condos and townhomes now. The median list price for those was $1.1 million for the month of March. Last month I had reported $1.4 million for those, so they're down around $300,000. And again, going back to what I had said on for the single family homes and those price reductions, this too applies for the condos and townhomes. The price per square foot of those equates out to $932 per square feet. Last month though, I reported $911. So it's interesting to see that data is staying a little bit more steady relative to the other figures. The median days on the market, 35. Those condos and townhomes were on the market for 35 days before they were getting into contract, while last month I had reported 28 days. 31% of those condos and townhomes though were taking a price cut before they got into contract, while last month they were 28% of those were taking a price cut. 16 condos and townhomes for sale in the month of March, last time I checked on the 1st. In February, we had 18, so we're down just a tad on those with inventory. Overall, there has been an increase in condos and townhome demand in Sunnyvale, and the fastest selling of those, I noticed a few of them around 1,200 square foot. Think of your 2-bed, 2-bath layout. Those were on the market for 10 days before getting into contract. And to remind you, 35 days on average, but those properties after 10 days were getting into contract. Folks, as you know, I love chatting with you about this data. I'm sure you've seen my other videos. I've been in this industry for many years. My father started in this industry in the 80s. We are the Meridi team. We're multi-generational. We've sold over 1,600 homes here locally since 1988. And from our family to yours, we're here to serve and to answer any of your questions about the market, whether it's mortgage rate forecasts, whether it's how much your home is worth in today's market, price appreciations into 2024 and beyond. My Calendly link under this video will help you book a time to chat with me, and I can answer any of your questions at all. And if you also notice that in this link, we'll have our team reviews, my social media links, all of that stuff, my link to my podcast. I just want to be able to provide value to you folks. So I appreciate you tuning in. More to come next month in the month of April. Thank you.